Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. So I'm old, at least in terms of the internet, and I remember a time when everyone had one of these. This is a digital point and shoot camera. This exact one is the Sony RX100 Mark VII, and everyone was using these for everyday photo and everyday video because it was the best option out there. But as iPhones have gotten better and better and continued to improve, I started to wonder, did the iPhone just completely end the digital point and shoot camera? Like, are these even necessary anymore? So today we're going to find out with a number of tests. Now my hypothesis going into this test was that the RX100 point and shoot was going to be better than the iPhone. There was no way that a camera on the market that's dedicated to photo and video would underperform a phone. And I'm a little bit surprised by the results, I can't lie. So the first test is an indoor photography test. Now I didn't want to do anything too crazy here because these are obviously not cameras you're going to take out and do landscape photography with. These are cameras you're going to use in everyday situations. So I photographed the new John Mayer Hodinkee collab watch. Y'all know I love watches, and my brother got this for me as a Christmas gift. And I figured taking social media type photos that might go on an Instagram story or Twitter was the primary function of these two cameras. And the results kind of caught me by surprise because I can't tell which is better. Some photos from the RX100 look better, some photos from the iPhone look better. Nothing really stood out as a problem or a red flag with either cameras. The raw files, they edited almost the exact same way. I did notice that on some of the iPhone photos, when you zoom in, they look a little overly digital, but in today's video, I'm not going to zoom in because that's not the point. We're not pixel peeping here. You're looking at these photos trying to guess which one is made with which camera, and you can't really tell. The only thing I would say is with some photos, especially the close-up product ones, you get more of a natural fall off to the highlights and less of that digital look to the highlights
from the Sony camera.
But I can't say it's enough to really give either one a victory. So I think I'm going to call this one a tie on test number one. Now test number two was me taking these cameras out and doing like outdoor snapshot type photos just from this rooftop, and I edited these in a more black and white style, and both look artistic, both look good. I really can't even tell the difference if I didn't know which was made with which camera. Now I did do a test showing a raw photo from the RX100 and a raw photo from the iPhone, and you can tell that the iPhone does do some digital processing inside the camera because the shadows are brighter. But this test, once again, I really can't call a winner on. I was expecting to like the RX100 more, but I think that this one is a tie. So far we have no winner on this test. Now test number three is the video test, and I tried out two different situations here. The first is an indoor test. I did a basic unboxing video of that watch we used in the photo shoot. Now with the RX100, when I'm using this at a standard picture profile straight out of camera compared to the iPhone, you really can't tell which is which. I mean, you might be able to tell with a trained eye, but I wouldn't say that one video destroys the other one. Now the RX100 does have the advantage of different picture profiles, so you can shoot in a flat picture profile and then go in and color grade it, which is something you can't do on the iPhone. But I don't think people are really color grading video from a point and shoot camera. It seems kind of pointless to me. So this test, once again, I have to call a draw. But the iPhone won the vlogging test. Now, back in the day, this was the king of vlogging cameras, and the iPhone has blown it out of the water. I went to Walgreens, bought myself some candy, and why the iPhone wins is because of the ability to do ultra wide angle video. If you're someone who's vlogging or doing behind the scenes stuff for any type of video, the ability to get a wide angle shot with the iPhone versus the tighter shot from this RX100 gives the iPhone a clear victory. So I would say when it comes to vlogging and day-to-day stuff, there is no reason to use this anymore because wide-angle video for that type of thing looks way better. So the iPhone finally has a victory here. Now before we go into test number four, I want to thank the sponsor on today's video, Squarespace. If you are a creative person out there using any type of camera, one of the best ways to legitimize your business is having an actual website, and nobody makes it as easy as Squarespace. Right now I'm looking for a new template for my website, and Squarespace makes it easy to find a new template from their vast library of templates you can use. If you're someone like me who needs more of an online store, they have online store templates that are easy to integrate into your site. And if you want more of a portfolio site, Squarespace has you covered there. And what's so great about Squarespace design templates is they require no web design experience. They are drag and drop, and they're really easy to customize and edit even if you know nothing about coding or designing a website. Now, another great thing that I love about Squarespace is the business tools they give you. Squarespace helps me manage my marketing materials. I have an email list that I capture through Squarespace, and then Squarespace allows me to send out emails with updates of what I'm doing a couple times a year to everyone on that list. So if you're ready to take your creative business to the next level, Squarespace is the place to do it, and they're hooking everybody up today with 10% off. So you can go to squarespace.com/EvanRamp to start a free trial and use code EvanRamp to save 10% when you're ready to check out. That's squarespace.com/EvanRamp for that free trial, and use code EvanRamp to save 10% when you're ready to sign up. Now, test number 4 of these two cameras is what I call the convenience test, and maybe you could call it the logistics test. Is this camera any more convenient than the iPhone? Now, when you compare the size, it's pretty obvious that the iPhone is equally as convenient as the RX100. I mean, they're about the same size. They can both fit in your pockets. It's easy. Now, the great thing about the iPhone is if you bring your phone with you, you have that great camera for photo and video. And if you bring this camera and you have an iPhone, you kind of have to bring both anyways. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But the iPhone is not a clear winner here, because getting files off of your iPhone is a hassle if you're someone who's creating a lot of media. Even for this simple video right here, it took me a while to get all the photos and video off of this camera. I had to airdrop them to myself, and when you airdrop raw files from the iPhone, they come in a folder, which means you have to manage the files, whereas this camera is like a traditional camera, and you just take the SD card out, plug it into your computer, and pull all the files. So if you are a content creator who is using your camera a lot, it might make more sense to go with the RX100, and I have to give this round to the RX100. I think that file management system that you get with this camera being so much easier than the iPhone really gives it a leg up if you're someone who's using this camera day in, day out for everyday photo and video. So, with all that being said, my final conclusion on this topic, I gotta say, I think the iPhone wins this test comparison, and I think it does make this camera obsolete, but the caveat to that is it makes it obsolete for 90% of people. There still is 10-15% of the creator population out there that is going to need this camera because it's a dedicated video and photo camera and operates like one. Most people who are just doing everyday stuff will no longer need this. It is sort of outdated at this point, but there is still a market for it and a reason for it to exist. So I don't want to make this seem like a video saying that these are done, the iPhone has completely destroyed them. I will say that the iPhone has dramatically decreased the audience size for a digital point and shoot camera like this, but it's not completely over. But like I always say, what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet who talks about cameras, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree? Do you think the iPhone has pretty much ended the digital point and shoot? Do you think there's a market for these still? I would love to hear your thoughts. Appreciate y'all watching today. I'll catch you in the next one.